Trick or treat, scumbags. What? Oh. We're a few days out from Halloween, and it is our spooky 13th episode of
Rebel Scum Podcast.
Oh, and what's it all about?
Star Wars and creepy crawlies of the Outer Rim.
You know, it was cool this week on StarWars.com. They were doing a lot of the scariest moments in Star Wars, and they were counting them down. There are actually some creepy things that happen, mostly in like the Clone Wars show.
Wait a second. Who are you? No, like who? What is your name?
Oh, I'm James.
And I'm Brock.
Guess we should get that out of the way.
This is from Scum Podcast.
I thought it was a trick question.
Anyways, so back to what you're saying.
I thought it was a trick question. Yeah, so they were bringing it down. There's a lot of scary stuff that happened. Not scary, but you know, like things
I agree on that.
And they brought up one of the ones on Twitter was the worm episode that goes in their brains.
Yeah.
That was kind of creepy. How's your week been?
Good.
Interesting.
Not bad. I've been sleeping a lot.
Oh, that's good.
Star Wars related.
Dreaming of Rogue One and pre-order tickets on November 7th.
November 7th. Oh my goodness. Okay, so question: are we going to buy these tickets ahead of time?
Yeah, because the problem is I work Friday night.
Oh, so it comes on Thursday. Is it like 7 o'clock on Thursday?
I'm hoping. I don't want to go. If it's midnight, I'll wait till Saturday, and I will just not go online for 2 days, unless we can get like the Canadian premiere screening.
The reason we bring this up, loyal listeners, is because James and I ordered 3 tickets months in advance for Force Awakens.
We did.
And it was fun, but at the same note, we were like, we're adults. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Especially since there was 0 lineups on opening night.
Well, that's because it's all assigned seating now.
But yeah, that's true.
So I think I probably will just for the Thursday one. I think if I go again, I will not pre-order that one. That one will be a...
Question, should we go to a fancy theater? Or should we just go to our local theater?
You know what I mean? You mean like a...
Should we go downtown, Toronto, to Young Dundas?
Remember last year for Rogue One, or for Force Awakens, we went to the pop-up shop, the Star Wars pop-up shop downtown, and we were across from the Scotiabank Theater for lunch.
Yeah.
And then we came to Mississauga to watch the movie.
That is correct.
We were all around the city. Scotiabank has IMAX, right?
Yeah, it has VIP.
Ooh.
I saw a girl on the train at VIP the other day.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was good.
The theater?
The VIP? Yeah, it was alright.
Did you like the
I had buffalo chicken strips.
I've had those too.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
You know what's funny? I used to get food in the VIP, then I switched to just popcorn.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's go back to Star Wars.
Anyways, yeah, November 7th is when you can officially order your tickets for Rogue One. Rumored.
It's all a rumor.
I feel like it was a lot earlier than last
year it was October. The Monday that just passed, what was it? It was a few days ago. Would have been the 20 whatever. On Monday Night Football.
Was it your Facebook memories?
No, actually it wasn't. But it was somebody else's.
Oh yeah.
And but it was a few days ago. It was Monday Night Football. They had that whole thing.
Oh
the most amount of nerds in history watch football that night. And I went to it was an election night in Canada. And
that's right.
And Erin, my wife, dragged me to a party. Her friend's boyfriend or fiance had a party that night. He was running.
I remember this.
And she dragged me, and I was like, "But the tickets!" She goes, "Shut up about your stupid ticket." So we went, and everybody's like, "Nope, nothing's happening." And then I got a text saying, "Trailer just dropped. Tickets available now." And I went on Cineplex website, and she yelled at me. She's like, "Stop being antisocial." So I called our Rob. I called Rob. Who everyone here knows.
I remember that.
And I'm like, "Get tickets." And we needed like 7 of them or something. And then he called me back because I couldn't get 7 tickets in a row. I'm like, who cares if it's in a row?
Yeah. We're sitting in the dark.
Stagger them. So we ended up not getting the theater. We tried to. We ended up getting a different theater. And then at midnight that night, another theater was like, guess what? We're selling tickets now. And the theater was empty.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, we could have got much better tickets. But we decided just to keep what we had because I was like, I gotta return them. It's not. So
I think maybe we should try downtown because maybe there'll be more fans dressed up because that was kind of a bummer.
Yeah, and I also sent out the emails to anyone that bought.
Yeah, but still, you can still wear costume. But anyways,
yeah, we could try it if they have VIP or IMAX or whatever.
Yeah,
we're gonna see it more than once.
Yeah, for sure.
But opening night, sure, I'm down for as long as we can get tickets.
Big news, James.
What's that?
The smoothest character of all Star Wars has been cast for the Han Solo movie.
Yes, he has. Who is it?
Boom, 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 boom. Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian. This has been a buzz thing for a couple months now, because...
We talked about it on our second podcast.
Yeah.
Which was 11 podcasts?
Yeah, this is episode 13.
I said that off the top. I should have
Yeah,
known.
exactly.
But yeah, we did, and Rob was here, and we talked about it, and I think one of you two mentioned him.
Yeah.
We thought he might be good, but we were also, maybe they should go with a no name.
Yeah.
But I think this was smart, because we also said that he's not a giant name yet.
No.
I mean, he's around. The
Yeah.
inner circles know who he is, but
Yeah.
he's not, like our parents, I would bet, wouldn't know who he is. But he's bigger than Aldenreich, who they got for Han Solo.
Right, yeah.
And I feel maybe they feel like that's where they need the name. They're like, okay, we have this name. People might know him.
Yeah.
So he's going to be in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll grow, more people will see him there and understand
That's
who he
the
is.
thing about, like... I hate about Hollywood. It's just like, oh, we'll just cast the same person over. Like, everyone has, like, these, like... ebb and flow of being in everything.
It's a super agent.
I am super psyched though. I love Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, Troy from Community. I loved how like the second they announced it, everyone's like Han and Lando in the morning,
and it works so perfect with their names.
But he's got a show now on FX called Atlanta, and it's if people are there listening, if you like a show that kind of tries new things, doesn't push the envelope, I don't think. It's more of a like, hey, let's do this episode. Like, there's a storyline, but it's not the focus. Cool show it, because he wrote the whole thing.
What's it about?
Just life in Atlanta, and he's like, he is unemployed and has a kid and has nowhere to live, and his cousin's a rapper, and that's basically the premise. Like,
That's really
but it's
cool.
kind of cool. The characters are it's more character driven than plot driven, I guess. But anyways. So, I'm excited. That guy's awesome. Yeah,
I've heard good things about that show. He's great. Community, I loved Community.
Yeah.
And The Martian, he was great in The Martian as well, when he popped up. he actually surprised me in The Martian, because I think when I watched it, I forgot he was in it.
Yeah.
And his character shows up like an hour and a half in. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
He shows up
but
really
he's
late.
like kind of important.
But he's good in it too.
Yeah, and
like,
it's not a typical character that he does.
Yeah, and he's believable, and I think that was good. But I think he's also got the charisma that Lando needs as well.
Yeah.
Like, I think Lando's a certain type of character, and Han's it's gonna be really hard to see someone else play Han Solo. I think we're gonna have to separate the Han Solo movie from all the other Star Wars that we've watched in a way, where it's almost like, let's just accept this for what it is.
Yeah.
Like, let's not expect him to be Harrison Ford. Let's just go in, have fun with it. It's a one-off. I don't know if you have it here, but I have at home the Han Solo Adventures.
I had it on tape.
Is that the one that woke you up?
And I was like, ah!
Yeah, I have the Han Solo Adventures because I love Han Solo.
Yeah.
It wasn't Harrison Ford in the book,
Yeah.
so I don't think it should matter. It's the character, and as long as he can portray the character correctly, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have a new Wolverine at some point, too.
How dare you, sir?
Like, you're just going to have to, like, Harrison Ford does not want to play this character anymore.
No, I like when people were surprised that he died. I was like, that was probably in his contract.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but, like, I don't expect Leia and Luke to survive past 9, or not necessarily all have to die in some kind of terrible fashion. Like, just, they're going to phase those characters out.
They have to. I watched an interview. I don't know if you remember, but here we have CP24, channel CP24.
Yes.
Back when it was a City TV channel.
Yeah.
City owned it. They used to do this thing, I think, around 2 or 3 in the morning called Rewind.
Yes.
And they did a rewind, and it was Deanie Petty was the host of City, whatever was City TV, City News, and she was interviewing Harrison Ford, and this is 1983 or 84.
Yeah.
And that's what the rewind was. And she was like, "Oh, Indiana Jones." He goes, "I love Indiana Jones. I'll come back to Indiana Jones."
Yeah.
And she goes, "What about Harrison Ford or Han Solo?" And Harrison Ford his face just drops, and he goes, "George knows how I feel about that character." It was so cold.
So true. Like,
Yeah, it was so cold what he said. And now, it's been 20, 30 years since he said that. They wrote him a script. It's completely revamped. You kill him off. He doesn't have to worry about it anymore. He can have fun doing whatever he wants. And now his career's more energized, too. He can get other roles, like Indiana Jones.
I mean, a piece of the Millennium Falcon fell on him when they were shooting that movie. It's a sign. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it because I think there's a lot of stories you can tell with just a Han centric story.
Yeah, I know, and it wasn't my first like, oh my god, I can't wait for Han Solo movie. But when I thought about it, I bought the 3 books, the Adventures of Han Solo, like 3-book set thing.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I want a Han Solo movie?
I think the current Poe Dameron comic is what it's gonna feel like because it's like there's not a ton of story. It's just like, hey, I'm a pilot and let's get into trouble. Like he literally, like there's a review I have later of the new issue, and it's like literally 6 panels in. It's like, oh no, we're being shot at. Let's run. Like that's how I feel the Han Solo movie is gonna be.
Do you think he's gonna be friends with Lando right off the bat?
I hope not. I hope it's like Riggs and Murtaugh.
Well, do you think? But when I say right off the bat, I mean, because Chewie, he's got to meet Chewie in this movie. I think they announced. So is he gonna meet Chewie and meet Lando in the same movie?
Good point.
It's a lot of meeting. It could be like the Riggs and Murtaugh though, where they meet at the very beginning, pretty much, and then they go on their little adventure, or he meets Lando, and maybe they're not buddies. They're the yin to the yang.
I mean, how much explanation do you need to create to explain Han and Chewie?
Well, it's the life debt.
Yeah. But, like, one of the characters doesn't speak words. He just speaks, and there's not, like, a lot of dialogue going back and forth.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be awesome, though. I mean, everybody wants to know how he meets Chewbacca and how he gets the Millennium Falcon and what Lando is and stuff.
The one thing that makes me nervous is the Kessel Run. I don't know if I want to see that.
Yeah.
I think...
I think like we said it before, like it doesn't have to be like the main point. Like if they did a second one, like it's just like oh my god, we're going 12 parsecs, and then it's over, and you're like, yay, start moving.
The other thing too though is in Star Wars when Han Solo says it, he says he never heard the Millennium Falcon, the ship that made the Kessel Run.
Yeah.
In Force Awakens, Rey says it was him, but he never says it's him.
Right.
So maybe Lando does the Kessel Run.
Yeah.
And then later on, maybe... That's
true. That opens it up for a lot of interpretation, right?
Because I think people forget it's kind of like Luke, I am your father, which is not a sentence in Star Wars. Han Solo's never mentioned that he made the Kessel Run. He just says it made the Kessel Run. So maybe Lando makes the Kessel Run. Mm-hmm. Or maybe that's already happened when the movie starts. And he's like, that's a beautiful ship.
This is a classic example of how the fans have created this universe in their minds. Like, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't reference the Kessel Run in Force Awakens if there hadn't been 30 years between these. That was J.J. Abrams or whoever actually wrote that part, like tipping the hat. They're like, exactly. Hey guys, internet. Like that one was for the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
which brings up why I think a lot of people don't like the prequels, because I think they had the 15, 20 years between Jedi and the prequels to create their own Star Wars world. The longer you go, people have their own, and this is why I think this Rey's lineage thing is, which we'll talk about later, is a problem for them, because people are going to start building up who it is, and and if it's not, even Snoke, to a certain extent, if it's not over the top, you're going to feel empty, like, oh, her father was just a junk dealer, which is totally fine for the story, but because you've had a year, 2 years to think about it, you're like, oh my god, it's Luke and Jyn Erso had made a baby, and the baby was Rey, but Jyn died, and Luke was like, I can't be a father because she's going to be, like you create these stupid theories in your head that you start to believe over time, and that ruins it. But one theory that will not be ruined is the way Han will be getting the Falcon in the Han Solo.
There's a theory for this?
Well, no, it's not a theory. They're going to play the game of Sabacc.
Oh, I see.
Sabacc?
Yeah, they won it over cards, like he says in Empire.
But apparently it's actually going to be in the movie.
That's going to be sweet, because it's like it's mentioned so often. I'm sure it's in Clone Wars at some point.
It's going to be cool, because it could be like a Casino Royale type scene.
Exactly.
Like, going in.
No, you're right. I think it's definitely going to be like that.
Yeah, this movie could be so different from everything. Like, who knows what's going on here?
I hope it has a slight vibe like Guardians of the Galaxy, where you're just like, I mean, it probably will. I mean, that's why Guardians is probably so much fun, because it's like Star Wars, where you're like, everyone understands how it works, and it doesn't explain to the viewers anything. It's like, you're in this world. That's it.
Yeah,
like accept it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Lord and Miller, the directors, are maybe the perfect guys to get that feel too.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
James Gunn could get with Guardians.
Exactly.
And they could do that with this. Now, if this one works, would you want more Han Solo movies?
Yeah, for sure.
How long would you go with Han Solo movies? Let's say you make 2 of them, and the second one's even better than the first one. Do you do a third one?
You know they're going to.
I don't know.
I think that there's one successful. They'll definitely write 2 more, and then it's depending on how much of a flop it is.
Yeah, there's endless books on Han Solo. I think as long as you have the story, he's a character. But the timelines, it doesn't. I think, like I said, you're gonna separate because it's a different actor. You're gonna separate them anyway.
Yeah.
I think this is almost gonna be like a separate movie. The one worry I would have is that it feels like a fan film. Maybe is a worry that I have.
You know what it is? I think it feels too good to be true.
Yeah.
That we're getting a Han Solo-centric movie. Let's just really let that sink in, like, Han Solo. This is why, like, when everyone's like, Boba Fett, I'm like, no, we're getting too close. Like, I know we live in a world where Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad have been made into movies, but, like, this is, like, straight up like, they're basing way too much. I think they're trying to appease the fans a little too much that we need to relax, like.
And that's why I think that third standalone movie that they have on the docket right now would be nice if it was one of the new things.
Yeah.
That they were like how Dr. Aphra is getting her own comic.
Yeah.
And not a Dr. Aphra movie. That's not what I'm saying. But I mean, like a Knights of Ren would be a cool one, or a Max von Sydow's character, like something like that. Where we've got this new character now. See how it goes, because it's gonna make $400 million minimum.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's good, it's going to keep going. If it's not good, I think they're looking at, like, that third Star Wars movie is going to make $400 million at least.
And they haven't even announced what it is.
I know. That's the thing that it could hurt it, though, is if Rogue One doesn't do very well.
Yeah.
It could hit. But then your next one is Han Solo.
Yeah.
And that one's going to hit, I think.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring this up about a coworker of mine. He said, "Oh, you like Star Wars?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." But then he said, "What's this new movie coming out?" He's
Rogue One.
Rogue One. And I was like, "Oh, it's Rogue One. It's both Death Star plans, blah, blah, blah." He goes, "Where's 8?" I'm like, that's next year. He's like, "That's stupid." But then I was like, I was curious, though, because he's not, I mean, he likes Star Wars, but he's not a diehard Star Wars fan. He's not he doesn't pay attention to stuff. So I said, listen to our podcast. But he said, that's stupid. And I go, why is it stupid? He goes, because I don't want to go back in time. He's like, I've already gone forward in time. I want to keep going. And I thought that was interesting, and that's an interesting point from somebody else's perspective, though. Mm-hmm. That's not with us. That's like, you're going to buy the comics. I'm going to buy the book. I'm going to get this and that. Yeah. Where this guy's like, I just want episode 8, 9. Like, I don't care about this one.
Yeah.
And that's where I think, it's got some and I still don't think they sold it 100% well yet. But as much as I love the trailers.
Yeah, I think this is one thing that only Star Wars as a franchise can do, because Star Wars, the original trilogy, is so ingrained into pop culture that you can do something like this and people are like, oh yeah. Like, everyone, I'm not saying everyone loves Star Wars, but like I think everyone as a whole, that people that care about film understand what happens in Star Wars. They're like, this happens and this happens and this happens.
Yeah.
And this is the effect it's had on the film world.
Huge effect. Even the prequels had a huge effect on the film world.
Like, I don't even think the Avengers could do this. You know what I mean? And that's probably a bad comparison, but like in comparison as a fan culture sort of thing, like where they're making it because people now are like, yes, please make us those things.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. The Avengers, as big as the Avengers is and was, it doesn't hit how.
Yeah.
It doesn't hit the same. But also, we had 3 movies back then.
Yeah.
The Avengers are they're at 8 now? 8 Marvel movies?
And they're like spanning, like the storyline is hitting every so it's not really the same.
Yeah, and then you have the Avengers 1, Avengers 2, and then Infinity War is going to be an event film, but you just had Civil War, which they're almost like taking away from.
It was like part 1, and now apparently the second part has nothing to do with anything. So it's like they're 2 separate movies, but like, I don't know. But you know what the equivalent would be? It's like, hey, we're gonna have a War Machine movie.
Well, they kind of did that with Ant-Man.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, or Guardians.
No, that was Falcon. Oh, I see.
They're pulling characters out of their butts.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, to, like, go and then, like Don Cheadle is a good actor. He could probably hold a movie on his own. He's done it several times, but, like, do we want a War Machine movie? I don't know.
Well, it's like the Scarlett Johansson Black Widow.
Yeah, okay, even better.
Do we want a Black Widow? Yeah. Like, I personally don't care.
Yeah, no. She's in, like, every one of the movies.
Yeah,
so.
I just hate that they're like, we have to have a Black Widow. Why? Why she does this and that, I get it. Like, I don't want a Hawkeye movie either. Like, I get it. They're fine. Hawkeye's useless in the cinematic universe anyway. I love the end of the Avengers when he's holding the arrow on Loki's face. It's like, what are you going to do? Like,
he's a god.
I know. Like, he just got smashed by the Hulk and he's fine. Put your arrow down, kid. Put it down. But speaking of superhero-like abilities, did you hear this new rumor about Finn?
Oh.
I wrote it down in your notes.
Does it have to do with the same one of the Hollow News things?
It's just before the Hollow News. Did you put in the Hollow News? Here, look at my. Did you? You can look at it.
Sorry, everyone. Talk amongst yourself. We're just reading. Yeah. Oh, I did read it.
Is it in your Hollow News?
But I feel like it kind of is in the Hollow News.
All right, so let's just go. But to Hollow News.
Okay, Hollow News.
Live from Coruscant.
This is Hollow News.
Do you want to start with that one?
Yeah. Because this story kind of pissed me off. It basically revolves around, I guess there's going to be a fancy new Stormtrooper in Episode 8 called the Executioner. And they're likening it to that of... I can't remember. I don't have the thing open on my thing. They're likening it to the trooper that faces off with Finn at Maz in the rubble of Maz's castle. Which the internet called TR-84 Traitor because he's like, traitor!
But his real name is Nines2199.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. Thank you.
I bought his pop figure.
It's actually the last thing, but we're doing it first. Which is cool. I mean, we all knew there was going to be something. Like, they're saying that Phasma's going to be in it for sure. And that they're going to have the Imperial Guard in it with a First Order vibe to it, and the gunners, the Imperial gunners and stuff like that. So we're gonna see new versions of that, just like of stormtroopers in the background and then what have you. But there's this executioner trooper, and he's gonna have the same kind of weapon as FR 2199.
209s.
Nines. Okay, let's call him Nines.
He's a redhead.
He's a redhead.
Yes, he's a redhead.
That's cool. Like, I like how they did flesh it out. And I have no problem with them having another Stormtrooper that's, flailing stuff around. And he's going to face off against Finn, right? But the problem I have with this is, I guess it's Making Star Wars is the one that broke the story. And basically, it's just a Stormtrooper with a special weapon, and apparently parts of his mask are black. I'm like, great. But I was reading the article and I'm like, where did you get this information? Are they on set or something? That's what I didn't like about it. And then there's this drawing that someone did. That's a friend of that podcast / blog. And it just looks like something you would draw, a ninth grader would draw. It's good, but it's sort of this isn't studio quality. I'm like, neat. It's not overly impressive. Did you get that sense because you picked the story? You know what I mean? I was just that's cool, but I like
Stormtroopers. That's why I put it in there.
But anyways, the whole point we do this story is there's a lot of talk about what Finn is going to go through in Episode 8, and the question is he going to go? You said Bantha tank. Is that you just assuming
No, that's part of the.
So
spoiler alert for anybody that doesn't care. Maybe mute this for a second. But yes, what I read, I think it was when I was reading one of these Hollow News. The problem when I look at these Hollow News stories, is sometimes I read things and I'm like, I wish I didn't read that. Like, but it's because like there's
I think it was relevant to bring it up, but
Yeah.
like on the same note, I was like,
Yeah, it said that. That's what it said, and then I guess it gets like Finn is in the Bacta tank because of the injuries he
Right.
sustains in Force Awakens, and then when he comes out of it, he's all superhuman or something. Like,
Really?
he's super strong, and then they put in quotes. He's a big deal to the Resistance. But I thought it could be interesting because we all want to know what's going to happen with Finn because his storyline is almost over. Like if you think about it, so he has to have a new journey to go on.
Yeah.
And I really think it's going to be him and Poe hanging out a lot.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing against making Star Wars. The website, they do good work, but I was just like reading them. I'm like, where are you getting this information? I know they're in California, so maybe they're part of. I was just like,
making Star Wars.
Who cares?
It's actually just Lucasfilm's website.
No, I made sure, but yeah. Next up. Oh, Mads Mikkelsen said something about his character. And it's again, this is another article where you read the title, you're like, what? And then you read it, you're like, eh. So he was being interviewed on, what was he being interviewed on? Oh, with IGN. I was like, make sure to, because I love IGN. I'm on them on their website all the time, and they were interviewing him after the trailer dropped. So he's just talking about his character, and he said that his character Galen he's not in a super nice position. So I mean, leaving is a big word. I mean, he didn't really have a choice, but I think he's the most guilty man in the world, and I think that's been very hard to cope with. But if there was a way out of there, he would have taken it. So, yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think what he...
Doesn't really say anything.
No, I think what we're going to see is years ago, apparently it's going to be Krennic saves him, or the Empire saves him, and then he's going to make Galen Erso work on this Death Star.
Yeah.
And kill... I imagine they're going to kill Jin's mom.
Yeah.
And they're going to take him away, and Jin will think that he abandoned her, probably. Or she'll be like, he went to go work for the Empire.
And you would almost expect that because Jin Erso, we get the sense that she's on the wrong side of the law a lot. Yeah. She's in jail or she's being forced to help the rebels. I don't know, maybe force isn't the right word, but like there's an ultimatum. It's like you do this or da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah. So,
like, there's got to be a reason why that. So, if your mother's been killed and your father's gone AWOL, like, yeah, maybe he's not the greatest guy. Or maybe, yeah, there's a really anti-hero sort of thing. I don't know. That trailer sold me once I did and finally see the trailer.
I think the bigger question is, why is she in prison at the beginning?
Exactly.
Will we even find out?
I think she's just... Yeah.
She stole bread or something.
Probably. I think she's going to be a lot like Han, where she's reluctant to do anything, right?
But she's Rey's mother.
Shut up.
They're both... Let's get Manuel on the phone. He's got a theory about that.
And in other news of actors being ambiguous in interviews, Daisy Ridley has more or less revealed her parents, but not really. Again, a title of an article that's like, that's not really what this says. She was asked about who her parents are, and she says, "We will see in the air. Just sit tight on that question about if Han Solo was her father." Which is like, one, if you're going to make any of those people in that movie her father, make it Luke. Because Han would be like, oh, I didn't know. Like, and she just saw her. Yeah,
and if you do make Han the father, then you've taken away a moment from both characters.
Yeah.
And the thing I love about this article is that the headline was, "We'll find out about Rey's parents."
Yeah.
But she doesn't say that. She says, "Hold on, wait a year."
Yeah.
We might not find out in that movie, and she'll be like, "Well, no, wait another year."
Yeah, because in another interview, someone asked her if Jyn Erso was any part of her parentage. She said, like, historically, it wouldn't work. She would have to be her great-grandmother or grandmother. And like, I mean, it could happen, especially in a galaxy far, far away. And I'm like, cool.
Why would it have to be her grandmother?
Just because of the timeline. Well, okay,
so... If Luke could be her father, I guess... Yeah, I guess her age would have to be 60.
Yeah.
So... But you don't know how things work in that guy.
I don't know. Again, being vague and curse you interview the people for making us think that
How
there's
sick
more to the article.
do you think she is of that of having to give those answers? She probably. Do you think she calls J.J. Abrams once a week saying, "Why couldn't you just
Why
say?
did you do this
Why
to
did
me?"
you take it out of the movie?"
Ugh.
And then she looks at her bank account and goes, "Never mind."
In cool news that I'm sure you're psyched about, James, the Star Wars Battlefront VR is on its way.
I would be excited if I had a VR. Aaron, wink, wink.
It's only for PS4, right? Xbox doesn't have anything, do they?
No, Microsoft doesn't think forward enough to do VR. Apparently, Sony's been working on this VR for 10 years.
Yeah. Rogue One Scarif expansion pack will arrive in December, and then you'll be able to. There's a Battlefront Ultimate Edition coming out in November.
Yeah, it's the $30. There's the year one where it's $30 and you get all the expansion stuff.
Oh, really? Oh, I should
and
get that then.
And the Scarif version is in it.
Oh, cool. And then they're talking a lot about the VR stuff. Rogue One X-Wing VR mission, free to all owners of Star Wars Battlefront.
I've heard amazing things about that VR.
I'm sure it's sweet. I mean, it's a no-brainer to put something like this in VR. So
you get to fly an X-Wing. You would love it. You get to fly an X-Wing.
How much is that VR? Like, I've walked past it, but I didn't know the price.
Daryl's sister.
Oh, I know. We'll just
It's like $649 for the whole bundle, $5 something without the bundle.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
So it's not bad. Well, you add that with the PS4. It's, it's
exactly.
over $1,000. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that Battlefront Scarif level a lot because I feel like I'm hoping it's like the Jakku level that they released, which was a lot of fun. So we'll see. Who knows?
And then finally, another story that kind of pissed me off. Because the way it was written, because the guy was definitely not objective who was writing about this. Ewan McGregor has said in an interview that he would like to direct Obi-Wan Kenobi. Because he's saying what we are all saying, I'm the right age, basically. But then he went off the writer went off saying, like, oh, he's complained about da 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 da, and he's not seen eye to eye with, George Lucas and just the character in general. I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool. I mean, these are actors, people. They're groomed to be like, look at our egos and stuff like that. They play pretend every day. They're gonna say things that don't make any sense. Justin Timberlake got in trouble yesterday because he took a picture of himself voting. Like,
really?
These people don't think straight, so I'm like, just let it go.
They make a lot of money.
If he wants to direct a movie and be in it and it's Obi-Wan, I am in. And I will play Jawa number 7.
I'll play Jabba.
Oh.
Because he's going to be on Tatooine, right?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so that's the news. Pretty cool stuff. Some of it's kind of whatever.
I want to go into that Obi-Wan story.
Yes.
Okay, Obi-Wan Tatooine, which would be, let's say, 5 years after Revenge of the Sith.
Right.
Which puts that, 15 years after Attack of the Clones? 10 years after Attack of the Clones?
Yeah, that's too much
Maybe
for me.
Maybe even less than that. So Watto is in Attack of the Clones.
Ooh.
Do you think potentially Watto could show up in the Obi-Wan movie? And maybe it's a buddy cop movie with Watto and Obi-Wan.
I would like to finance Watto in this movie immediately.
I just, there was a thing is it on YouTube or an article I read where it said, is Disney ignoring the prequels? And they argued against it. They said, they are not, blah, blah, blah. But my feeling is they are in the movies. In the books, they are acknowledging the prequels hardcore. But in the movies, like, J.J. Abrams took out all the flags. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Like, these little things are just acknowledge them. But that's why I have no idea how it would happen, but there's that rumor where Hayden Christensen might show up in episode 8. And I would totally be for that because it would validate the prequels. They needed some more things to happen.
Yeah.
And I know Watto is all CG, and they frown on this all CG unless, of course, it's a Rathtar. Which is just so stupid. So that would be, I don't think Watto makes sense to be in a movie, but if he's on Tatooine and he's walking down something, why can't a Doug walk by him?
Yeah, exactly.
Because now they're on Tatooine. So, dewbacks.
Dewbacks. All right, so what's next?
I think it's time to talk about some odds.
Oh.
The odds makers.
Never tell me the odds. The odds are even. Even are odds. Never tell me the odds. That's a song I made up. Should I go first? Or?
I can't. I'm giggling.
Never tell me the odds, James, of the Ghost, the ship from Star Wars Rebels, appearing in Rogue One.
Appearing in Rogue One. 35%.
0%. Because let me say why. Because my point is more important, and I need to interrupt you rudely. I like that show, but if you put that ship in a movie, I probably wouldn't realize it. It was that ship, unless like Chopper came off.
No, but this is why I think there's a chance, because Millennium Falcon shows up in Revenge of the Sith, I think, or is it Attack of the Clones? But it's not really there. It's like really far in the distance. There's the Falcon flies by. I'm thinking it's not going to be like, let's go to the Ghost. I'm thinking when they're on maybe Yavin 4, the ship is in the background somewhere. That's why I would put out 35%. Obviously, I think there's more of a likelihood that it will not be in the movie. But
I think it would be an Easter egg that I would have to have someone explain it to me, or read about it the day after the movie came out.
Yeah, but I think that makes it plausible. I think.
Yeah.
Because nobody would notice it. And Rebels fans would be like, oh, my favorite part was when the ship was... It's like, you didn't see that ship. What's the next odd?
What are the odds that Lando will have a spin-off movie?
You're shaking your head.
I don't know why you do this to me.
Well, let's say the Han Solo movie comes out. And it kills. And everyone loves it. And everyone's like, man, Lando was the best part of that movie.
Okay. Maybe. I'm still going to go 0%.
I'm going 15%.
15%.
No, because, I mean, if you're making money and this character is going to make you money, you have a slot to throw him in.
Nothing against Billy D. Williams, nothing against Donald Glover, nothing against the character of Lando Calrissian, but I don't think he's that interesting.
No, he's not. But they have a lot,
He's like Stanley on The Office. He's interesting, but you can't just follow him around the entire time. I don't know why I picked Stanley. I'm not being racist. He's like Kevin in The Office. Okay, what are the odds of a horror Star Wars film? Because it's Halloween coming up.
We got to keep it scary.
Horror type movie set in the Star Wars universe. I don't know why I'm doing that.
Yeah, like not like I'm thinking more like an alien type movie.
I'm gonna say 10%. If you count fan films. I feel like it's more of a short, like a fan film or some like little extra. I can't see what exactly.
No, like they made like an alien type movie.
True.
Like Alien in the Star Wars universe, which is kind of like, maybe the book I'm going to talk about in a bit. But yeah, I would go 15%, just so I can be a little bit more positive than you today on everything. I don't think so either. I think it's too hard of a genre. But I think, there could be a time, though, when Disney gets so big, they're like, you know what would be great? Not a flat-out horror movie, but a suspenseful sci-fi thriller type thing. Let's throw it out there. And, like Finn and Rey are on a ship, and they're being chased by Rathars for an hour. Like, that could be exciting. I mean, it could be a good movie. It could be a god-awful movie, too.
Yeah, we would go see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I own the Ewok films. Like, yeah, we would... Hello, Star Wars, we will pay money for that. I saw
on is it Instagram or Google Images the other day when Gwendolyn Christie was first cast? They had a split screen, and they're like, Gwendolyn Christie playing adult, whatever the blonde girl is from the Ewok movie.
Oh.
She's playing a grown-up.
Sindel, yeah.
And I loved it. So, I was just...
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
It was so dumb. And I looked at the date, and it was from like a long time ago. So I think it was from Thing. All right, let's move on to books.
That's crazy. I didn't go full Brock this time.
I know. I was gonna say I really liked today's odds because it made you.
Never tell me the odds.
Books. But you went with 0% on 2 of them, though. That's
yeah.
I can't. All right, let's go books. What do you got?
All right, so I missed Poe Dameron last week because we taped this early. So we'll talk about Poe Dameron this week. So it's a new storyline. He meets with a friend, a new character called Sir Linda Javos. She's like this blue humanoid alien. She's pretty cool. And she's like, they knew each other from the Navy. So that's one thing I wanted to bring up. They were part of the Navy. They kept saying Navy, Navy, Navy. I'm like, oh, Imperial Navy? And I'm like, Poe was an Imperial? But then it goes, it says New Republic Navy.
Because they would have been...
Yeah, so I like that because you probably know more about it than I do. the Resistance is not the new governing. It's the New Republic. So even though they don't show that in the movie, I don't think so.
Well,
I mean, the Hosnian system.
They blow it up, but yeah, I think.
But they never say New Republic.
No, I think they. Yeah, the books are taking that on.
Yeah.
And I think episode 8, you're gonna get a lot more into that.
So I thought that was really cool. So yeah, and like I said, like basically, I'll show it to you. You can't see it at home or people listening, but he's like, "Hey, here, I'm Poe Dameron. Hey, alien lady, let's talk. We're friends. Oh, that's good. Da, da, da. Oh no! Shoot! Like, it's literally 15 panels in. They're running for their lives, and it's basically that. Like, it's pretty good one-off because it seems like the character's trying to like get into the rebel base, and he brings her there. But then she decides to join the Resistance, which is cool. But you meet a new Imperial guy, and like there's stormtroopers wearing cloaks, so that's kind of fucking cool. I don't know why I just cursed. But yeah, it was a good book. But again, it's like Poe Dameron doesn't have to have like an extensive story. You don't need. It's just like he's a rascal.
Well, I think that's
galaxy.
What's fun about Poe Dameron though is he's kind of the action adventure kind of. He can just go on missions and they can be fun to do. But then this is the thing that drives me crazy about canon.
Yeah.
Anything he does has to shut up. Just tell the story.
And that's why I think they're going at almost snail pace because it's like they have to wait another year and a bit before they get to the episode 8. That's 12 issues away. Like,
jeez.
Oh well, this is the October issue, so there's technically 12 plus 2, 14 issues
to go. Are they even near Force Awakens yet?
No. I mean, the whole point is that Lars Santeca, this issue is almost totally off the beaten path because it's the other storylines of it's just him by himself. He's not with his squadron, so it was good though. I like and I think Poe Dameron. If you look at it that way, it's just you're not expecting much, then it's fun, which I think. And then this week, Star Wars: The Ongoing came out, which was the continuation of the Rebels taking over the Harbinger and the Scar Troopers entering. It was pretty sweet. It's like they discover like, oh, there's people there, and you get cool. I think it's the same artist as last issue, Molina. He just got really cool style, and then just fighting with the Scar Troopers. I don't remember if you hear their names in the first issue you see them, which was 21, but they have cool names like Juke and I forget what it was. I should have written this down. Scar Squad. But yeah, then there's a cool lightsaber fight between him and Creel, which I guess he's met before in the past. So it was pretty cool. They like shoot they're like taking out people and like they throw one of the rebel guys out into like space and he's still breathing. He's like, "Die, you Imperial!" And then all of a sudden, swoop. TIE Fighter comes in and shoots him.
Oh my god.
So it's like they're going all out. Like I think this series understands like what people want to see. And then at the end, Vader.
Spider-Man. Oh, Vader.
Spider-Man, yeah, no, Vader. So should be exciting next issue.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. I like it a lot.
That's a good panel to end on.
Yeah.
Vader will always get people back for more.
It kind of likens to what we're talking about with the Exterminator Stormtrooper and they're just gonna make stormtroopers that look cool, which is the whole Scar Squad looks totally different from each other. So,
and I'm fine with that.
So good. Anyways, what do you have for books?
I have because Halloween's coming.
This is Halloween.
Have you seen the honest trailer for that?
No, I didn't watch it. I saw the thing. I was gonna watch it later.
It's pretty good. They go after Hot Topic pretty hard.
That's what I heard.
Anyway, so I'm going to talk about Death Troopers, not the troopers from Rogue One, the book that came out, God, I don't even know, years ago. My book's, look, it's yellowing on the inside cover. It's,
let's say the year right there, probably.
2009.
Oh my god, that's like...
2009, not that long ago. This was reprinted in 2010, so I probably got like 10 or 11, so like 5 years I've had this book. Yeah. But there was a cover I was obsessed with for years. It's got a Stormtrooper helmet covered in blood with a hook through the eye.
Oh, nice.
And I saw this for years, and I was like, I gotta buy this book. So I got it. It's by Joe Schreiber. Schreiber? He wrote Red Dawn as well. I think it was Red Dawn.
Like Wolverine's Red Dawn?
Red Harvest.
Or Red Harvest.
Red Harvest. Anyway, it's in the timeline. I can't. It's too small. I can't read it. But this book is kind of cool. Han and Chewie make an appearance in this book. When I first started reading, I had no idea when I bought it. I just bought it because of this cover, like I said.
Yeah.
And Han and Chewie make an appearance later on, but it all takes place on this barge called Purge Anarchy. No, just Purge.
Purge Election Day.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke is the leader. It takes place on this thing called the Purge, and stormtroopers just start dying, and there's a virus on there.
Oh wow!
And Han and Chewie get the antidote because he can't kill Han and Chewie. But the stormtroopers and characters come back as zombies, so it's like a zombie book in the Star Wars universe, which goes back to our "Don't tell me the odds about could this happen."
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It's bizarre, but it does. It would look in a movie. I would not want this, but as in a book, like just a throwaway book, like for fun. Why this is again what pisses me off about this new canon stuff. This is an example of this doesn't have to connect like to anything. It's a fun book. You could take Han and Chewie out of this book, and it's the same.
Yeah,
it could be the same thing. It's well written, and like I said, I've never got too much into the Legends stuff before. This is before Legends. That's how. But this was one that I really wanted to read, and I really ended up enjoying it for what it was. And if you're looking for something scary to read in a galaxy far, far away, check out Death Troopers. It was a New York Times bestseller at one point.
Nice.
Brilliant. This is the quote on the back. This book combines two of my favorite things on Earth, the Star Wars universe and the undead. Tommy Rocola, director of Dead Snow, said that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's fairly new, actually. So it's kind of at the
7 years old.
Like at the beginning of the zombie craze, which I feel is slowly fizzling out. But like for like 5 years, it's like zombie.
Yeah, it was probably around that time. When did Walking Dead start? The comic.
Almost 10 years ago, I think.
Yeah, so this would have been in the middle.
Yeah.
It's good though. I mean, it's Del Rey. It's worth a look. I don't think it's a forgotten one, but now Death Troopers are a completely different thing.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a fun read.
Sweet.
It is what nice. It's a throwaway, but it's.
Do the Stormtroopers have better aim as zombies?
I can't tell you without spoiling.
Oh, spoilers!
But they are aces at walking slow.
No, aces. Right.
This is the first time we're gonna go on to top 5 now, and this is the first time I don't have them written down.
Oh snap! Why is that? Hold on. We gotta do the theme song. Top five. Standing by. Do. That's top 5.
We have a great soundtrack. If you want to buy it, it's available on iTunes for $6.99.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, so we're doing top 5 Halloween costumes.
Boom.
I decided to go like children's costumes because I didn't want to go into the cosplay side of things.
Interesting. Okay.
So that was how I decided to go at it. Just so you know, it's like, well, like kids, look at this is what they dress as. So
it doesn't matter because every time you send me this, I always go in a different direction that you want me to do. Anyway,
I'm just telling you why you won't hear like Slave Leia on my list.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's probably number 1 on your list.
Maybe.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah. Fun one, and it's kind of multifaceted. Any costume that's like a tauntaun or Luke riding a tauntaun is pretty sweet. I mean, like, how funny is it when like dogs are dressed up like a tauntaun? And I guess in the same note, like like a wampa or what are the things the Tusken Raiders ride?
Oh, the mammoth things.
Yeah, like that. Like they always have. There's a pug that you see pictures of pugs dressed like those things. So those are always fun. But then in the same note, it's kind of funny when you see people dressed as Luke in the Hoth gear, and then around is like the tauntaun. I always think that's funny. Plus, our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau dressed in Luke Hoth gear like last Halloween, and it was on point. It was real nice.
That's pretty cool. So
like the Luke Hoth costume is always, or something to do with Hoth is always kind of cool. You're number 5.
Rey.
Interesting. Yes.
Yeah, it's a good one. Last Halloween, I took my nieces and nephew out trick or treating. Did not see one Rey.
Right.
Saw 8,000 Kylo Rens. The movie hadn't even come out yet. I not see one Rey, but I think Rey is an interesting getup for Halloween, and I think it will fit over kids' winter jackets also. But it's good also that girls. I know my oldest niece she's into Star Wars a bit, and it's good for them to have a character that they can finally go as for Halloween. What's your number 4?
Then I'll also go kids. No, I'll go No, I'll do kids on the next one. Slave Leia. Because arguably it is the costume.
Yeah. You know, this is why I decided to do all kids, though, was because I was like, well, Slave Leia will have to be on
And that's
those.
not necessarily cosplay. Like, you can still not be into... You're just like, oh, I just want to be a...
But you have to be an adult.
Slave Leia. Yeah. So, I feel like it has to be on it. I whatever. It's a woman in a bikini. It is what it is. Here's a picture of Justin Trudeau.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
It's not right. I shouldn't say it isn't on point. He's just wearing a Canada Goose thing, but his wife is wearing like a Leia, whatever. It's pretty sweet though.
She's in character.
Like he didn't buy any, like he probably owns a Canada Goose jacket, but he didn't buy anything. He made that, so like big ups, and that's why he won my vote.
He's hard.
Oh, am I not supposed to say that? Yeah. So did you say number 4?
Phasma.
Sweet.
Captain Phasma, because it's a sweet costume.
Yeah, the flashy, reflective.
Yeah, exactly, and it's perfect. And again, a girl, or even a guy could go out as Phasma.
Yeah.
It's just a sweet, like Stormtroopers were saying, always look awesome. They might be appear on my list later on.
Nice.
But like a Phasma costume is a sweet costume. And I haven't seen them much this year at the stores, but last year they were all over.
Yeah.
She doesn't do anything in the movie. That's the problem.
Yeah,
I think people are like, I don't want to be Phasma no more. But but she's cool looking. Like I don't care what anyone says. She's cool looking. And so 4 is Phasma. 5, 4, 3.
3, 2, 1.
I'll just
3. BB-8. Mostly because that girl from, I guess it was San Diego Comic-Con last summer. It wasn't New York. It was sometime in the summer, one of the cons, where that little girl was dressed like BB-8, where she could squat down and like it would just look like BB-8, and then she could flick out her finger, and she had the flame on her thumb. That's pretty sweet. That's a pretty sweet costume right there.
That's a pretty awesome costume. I'll give her that.
Also, if I have time, I'm going to make a BB-8 jack-o'-lantern. Yeah.
I want to see that.
Boom.
I'm not
you
here for
know
Halloween.
you well. I send you pictures every day of things, of my lunch.
I made my lunch into a BB-8.
Does this look like an X-Wing? No. It's a slice of pizza.
I'm going with Kylo Ren for my number 3.
Oh, of course.
Because I saw him 1,000 times last Halloween.
Yep.
I'm going unmasked Kylo Ren. No, I'm just masked Kylo Ren. He, you could argue he's cooler looking than Vader, maybe.
Yeah.
But he's not because he doesn't have the age. Vader is ingrained in me to think that Vader is way more cooler. So I'm going to go with Kylo Ren. I mean, he's got the coolest lightsaber since Darth Maul's dual blade one, and he puts it in Finn's shoulder. So that's my number 3. Number 2.
I'm conflicted. You go first.
My number 2. I'm also conflicted on this one. I really want Darth Maul. I'm going to do an honorable mention with Darth Maul.
Okay.
Because Darth Maul would be awesome, but my mask kind of sucks, and it's way too much work to do with Darth Maul. Also, Jar Jar Binks. But my number 2 would just be a regular 77 Stormtrooper.
Okay. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's what if you're like, what do you want to be for Halloween? I'd be like, I want to be that old school Stormtrooper. Not the new one. I do really like the new one, though. If you were like, I don't have the old one, I only have the new one, I'll take the new one.
Yeah.
But that's my number 2 is the old school Stormtrooper. I love it. I love the way they look. They're flashy. They're plastic. I don't know how that stops blasters, but it does. I love them. And I'm a little short to be a Stormtrooper.
Oh, snap.
Number 2.
I was basically going to say the same thing, but I'm conflicted if like Vader and Stormtrooper should just be in the same category.
They're not for me.
I know. I figured. But like, I don't know. There's the same... If you get a nice costume, you're like, wow. Like, Vader is a little bit more impressive than a Stormtrooper, but, like, they're kind of the same thing. You could also say the same about Boba Fett.
Well, then you can say anything about anybody in a mask.
True. So, I don't know.
What's your number 2?
Stormtroopers, I don't know.
All right, number 1?
Is yours Darth Vader?
That's a bad Vader. No, my number 1 is Jabba the Hutt. No, it's Darth Vader. Could you imagine if someone dressed as Jabba the Hutt and it was awesome? They win Halloween. But yeah, number 1 is Vader for sure.
Jar Jar Binks.
I used to have a.
You just wear a mask. Yeah.
I knew someone with an actual like sweet Jar Jar Binks mask. Have you seen my Facebook page today?
No.
Someone put a Jar Jar Binks mask on their dog.
Oh yes,
with
I
a
did
Star
see
Trek
that,
red shirt.
Yeah. I don't know if I saw it on your page or I just saw it on the internet. We're gonna change it up. X-wing Luke. And I love the X-wing fighter getup. It looks dumb and you like it on cosplayers, but I love that costume.
You could even build like a cardboard X-wing around you.
Yeah. When kids, they do that with kids a lot.
Yeah. Well,
So.
kids don't have the height to worry about.
All
So
right.
that's our top 5 Halloween costumes.
Oh,
if you're
wow.
looking for a last-minute Halloween costume, don't come to us. Go to Party City.
Party City.
And or Zellers
Or
Zellers.
what's the one? What are those stores that pop up?
Spirit Halloween.
Spirit of Halloween.
That's Sport Check now.
Spirit of.
Is that our show?
That's our show.
Oh my god, our show's done. Hey guys, don't forget to check out our YouTube page where you can hear Fatty Fan Theory's theory on Maz Kanata. We have a new video up about Anakin's lightsaber and why it's white when Luke gets a hold of it in A New Hope.
Oh.
Yeah. And
That's one thing I wanted to bring up about Star Wars. I totally forgot. Creel in Scar Troopers, not red lightsaber.
so
And he's supposed to be evil.
yeah, this is so that theory let's bring that up quickly before we leave.
Yeah, before we leave.
So you mentioned last week in the Ahsoka book that if a Sith kills a Jedi, takes the crystal, the crystal turns red. Now, our theory on YouTube right now is that Anakin's was the most powerful crystal because he's the chosen one.
Yeah.
Never has time to turn. When it's about to turn, Obi-Wan takes it, and it goes white immediately. And that's why in A New Hope, even though it's because of effects, Luke has a white saber. But then because he's the son of the chosen one, it gets its color back, blah, blah, blah. That's what they're in. That's what we made up. But apparently, it doesn't turn red unless I guess it's someone else's theory, unless the Sith touches the actual crystal.
What?
I know, I
think we should just read Ahsoka. I feel like we're missing details.
Yeah, well, Andrew Fantasia is reading it right now, so hopefully he
Sweet.
can talk to us about that soon. I want to get my hands on it soon, but I'm still reading. I can only do one thing at a time. I'm reading The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. It's 33 pages.
James, where can we find you?
Twitter and Instagram at Petsafina. Facebook is my name, James Razile, and PS4 Petsafina. You can play me at Battlefront or beat my butt at MLB The Show. What about you? Where can everybody find you?
Twitter, Instagram, at BFSmink. Facebook, Brocksmink. Don't look for me on Xbox. I am not playing Battlefield right now, so it's not a point. But thank you for everyone who's listening. Also, I have an idea, and I should probably have told you this IRL before the show. People on there on SoundCloud, you're listening to audio. Record yourself asking us questions and send it to us. We will play it on the show and we'll answer your questions. So, do we have an email that we can put out?
You can email us at rebelscumbags@gmail.com.
rebelscumbags@gmail.com.
Yeah.
So, yeah, record yourself. It doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to sound amazing like my voice sounds right now. But yes, I don't know. Just say, hey, what's up? Great job. Like, stroke our egos. Tell us why we're stupid. Or just bring up a topic and we'll talk about it. Because we don't get a movie for another 2 months and we don't get episode 8 for a year and a half. So we're struggling for topics.
Yeah, you can follow us on Twitter also at Rebel Scumcast and on YouTube, Rebel Scum Podcast. Actually, if you type Rebel Scum now on YouTube, I think we're the number 2 name.
Oh, nice, because we are not anything on SoundCloud.
Well, because we're under your name on SoundCloud also.
Oh, good point.
It would be BF Smink is what you'd have to.
Oh, you're smart. Okay.
Because when I made the Twitter page, the link that I used to the website
it says at BF Smink. Yeah, I got to change that.
But that's our show for this week. We hope you enjoyed listening. We enjoyed talking about it. Brock, may the Force be with you.
And you, James.
Always.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.